Welcome to the Creation Evaluation Station. Today we will be evaluating the Hydro's Bounty. This is the front, and here's the back. It's quite a big ship, and it's basically the underwater version of Destiny's Bounty for the Ninjago series. But unlike the Destiny Bounties sets that are inspired by Oriental sailing vessels, this one is inspired more by the movie Mystery Men, which is actually based on a comic book. The sub that's in there, which actually is supposed to be very similar to the sub that was in the classic 2000 Leagues Under the Sea. I believe it's supposed to be the same character that's in that book. But yes, it's got a very different aesthetic and looks than the regular Destiny's Bounties. And it's got some really cool other attributes to it too that I'm looking forward to checking out. So, as for details, it's a 9+ set. It has 1,159 pieces, quite a few, and it retails for $129.99 on the Lego website. Box doesn't quite feel as heavy as some of the other ones, even though it's so big. But we'll see. We'll have to check it out. So, let's do that. Alright, here's the contents of the box. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 bags. But wait, there's more. And here it is. There is a 9th bag. Now, this one is not a numbered bag, so it's not a step that is included in the instructions, but obviously it's got large pieces that you're going to need. And on top of that, we have one really thick instructions booklet. Just one this time. And it's wrapped in plastic, contains a bunch of stickers, and this plastic, I think it's plastic cloth flag piece. We'll open it up and take a look at that when we get to the parts. Here is our cast of characters, and we have quite a few. Got all the ninjas here represented, and 2 bad guys, and we also have 2 Woobots. Now, I'm not gonna get too close to the Woobots. I mean, we'll take a quick close-up of them, but we're not gonna look into them any closer. They're pretty basic. They have really nice printing for their face. I do like that. It's very old-fashioned. Like the old computers used to have black screen with orange like that. So either these are very not state-of-the-art, or they just use some really old monitors to make their faces. Other than that, we will take a closer look. These, how shall I split these guys up? Can't really go, there are so many ninjas here. Well, we'll try doing good guys and bad guys separate. I mean, this is great, and you kind of expect this. This is this season's version of Destiny's Bounty, so you expect to have all the ninjas involved. So, let's break it down. Here are all our ninjas. Let's have a roll call. Nia, Jay, Lloyd, Zane, Kai, and Cole. There they all are, ready for action. It's kind of cool seeing them all in one set together. Quite the rainbow there. Let's take off their gear and look at them closer. We got them all of their gear off. That took a bit of work because there's a lot of figures there. Now, you can see one great thing about this set and one not so great. We have hair pieces. That's the great thing. The not so great is we don't have enough hair pieces. Yeah, so only half of them have hair pieces. I don't know. They guess they didn't want everybody to have hair. But their printing on these things are absolutely wonderful. They're scuba gear, very themed-ish. One thing I don't get, although Zane has printed toes, but his legs are like part of a regular gi, and they're not. That's a bit different. There's their smiley faces. So yeah, there's all their torsos. Now their backs. And their chilling faces, except for Zane. I will forever be picking on poor Zane. It's not Zane's fault. He didn't print his own face. Lego did. But anyways, there they are. There's all our cast of good guys all ready to rock. And let's go look at the bad guys next. There are our bad guys. Not too many of them, although we do have the big head honcho there, Prince Calamar, and one of the snake guys. Once again, a little disappointed we never got a different colored snake guy. Just wanted, even if it's just one with a different color, to be like, higher up than the rest of them, the commander or leader. I don't know if the guy in the play set counts with the missing arms and legs. I suppose he would, since he's been seen through stuff. He's probably would be a good person to rely on for leadership. But we are going to take a quick closer look at these guys. And just like that, they've all been stripped and decapitated. No, not really. But, yes, we can see the printing much better now. Very nice. Similar through with the other sets, of course. Which is nothing wrong with that. We want consistency. And the back is the same. Very nice, similar backs. Still, I need to watch the show. Like, how does the octopus guy related to the snake guys? Because, he's wearing practically the same armor as they did. The back looks very similar, and the front is similar but slightly different. But, I need to watch the show. But, there are the bad guys. Here's everything. Everything for the set. And you'll look at things a little bit closer. We already looked at the minifigures. But there's a lot here to look at and talk about. We'll look at the smaller builds before we get to the big boat. This is the bad guy's little chariot, and it's nice they gave something for the bad guys instead of just putting a couple guys in there. Now, it's a really nice build for an undersea chariot. I don't know how fast it would go with a manta ray. I didn't know that they would be very fast. But this works really good. I do like these things sticking out. They're not part of the manta ray. It looks like it's supposed to be, but gives it like this could also be a war chariot as well. And the chariot is designed to fit this bigger octopus character, the prince. And he is a prince, and this is definitely a very kind of royal chariot. And I do like that if you place his hand just right, he can easily hold the stirrups. Like so. Fits right nicely in his hand. And yeah, it's big enough you can get his weapon in here and he can hold that. You can't, it has to be in a particular position. But there's plenty of room inside there to put a regular figure as well. You could probably almost fit two. That guy takes up a bit of space. And it's a pretty simple build, but effective. I mean, I like these curves and how they were accomplished and the texture they were given. You use this piece here, if you can see it. It's a very old piece that they've used for chariots and stuff, for chariots and carriages and things like that for a very long time. It's easily designed, you know, it's actually put on backwards here, but this part would go on said vehicle. Well, actually, I think it could be put in either way, but it's designed so that it can clip on a horse's back. So a very old part, but it's very effective, which is why they still use it today. It's, I mean, I don't know if they've remolded it, but they probably have. That's it for the chariot. Oh, it's got some posability here with the flags. I like to have him back a little bit. Looks like he's moving. Yeah, we're gonna look at these two together. They're the same build. They're the same build that was in the other two sets, but that means we've got 4 of these. Still don't have enough for all the ninjas, unfortunately. Still missing what? We have one for Cole here and Lloyd. We had one for Zane, and we had one for Kai. So that leaves Nia without one and leaves Jay without one. Jay gets his own car, so maybe that's why. And Nia, you know, just becomes this powerful water person, so maybe she doesn't really need one either. That's what they thought. Or they just didn't have enough sets to put them in. I mean, it would have been nice, you know, they could have even had a 2-pack with those 2 subs in it. And it could easily have been a $10 set. I mean, 2 of these, and with 2 figures for $10. I could see that. That's not unreasonable on their end or any other end. They're a great build, like always. You got the nice cockpit in there, and they can also go in here with their fins on. You don't have to take their fins off. And you have the lovely spinning of the rudder here, or the engine. You take these side things and you fold them up, and you're able to put them inside the bigger boat, the bigger sub. So that's also very nice. And because they're all the same build, you can also do that with the other ones as well if you want to put them in here. Now they aren't all going to fit. The thing only fits 2 of these little mini subs, but which is fine because that's what this comes with. And it would need a lot bigger boat if you wanted to put everything on there. Now we just got some little side builds. These are nice little crates. You can open up, put stuff in there, put weapons, you know, anything extra you want in there. Maybe you will hide the MacGuffin in there. Unfortunately, you can't put both of these and the 2 boats, or the 2 subs, in the big sub. You can get one of these in by sliding it way in the back, and it's a little bit awkward to put in and take out. But unfortunately, you can't get them all in there. Then we have this. I don't know what this is. The instructions are not very clear. It looks like it's supposed to be part of the boat. I really don't know what the purpose is. I mean, is it supposed to be some kind of weapons rack? Oh, I just realized what it is. Be right back. 1 second. Ta-da! I figured it out. It's a build to put their hair pieces on. Oh my goodness. And yes, that thing can fit inside too. I don't know what to think about this. The instructions don't show what to do with it. Uh, does that mean they've always worn wigs? I mean, it kind of breaks the illusion. But that's what that thing is for. Once again, there's only 3 wigs, 3 hair pieces. The other 3 ninjas don't have them. But there, now you've seen all those side builds. And we'll go and have a tour of the boat and see what all's there, because there's a little bit more side build involved with that, but it's attached as well. Here's our big beautiful boat. First, let's see what we can place inside. We have hooks here, and there's some more up front here, though these are a little bit harder to get to. Weapons. There are places for weapons. Something Ninjago needs more of. But this set actually has weapons holders placed inside. First, let's see. See, I folded up the wings like this. And these fit right in here. Now there's 2 studs there and 1 stud there. Those basically are where they clip onto. It's a tight squeeze, but they go in pretty easy. There, it's clipped on. It's not going to go anywhere. You can see there's still room for the weapons to go on there. And the other one can go here, but before I put that in, I will show here that you can put one of these boxes back in here. And like I said, there's not enough room for both of them back there. Although it's close. I don't know. We'll try here. Okay, maybe we can. It's very tight and you have to kind of clip this on into those. And there should still be room for this in here. So. First time trying that out. Doesn't seem like I can do it. Let's see. So I didn't think I could get 2 back in there, but we did. Now I'm having troubles getting the sub in. What if we take this out? Put this one in first. No, it's not going to work because it won't sit back on there. Okay, so you technically can get them both in there, but they won't clip on. You'll end up, well, that didn't work. Hold on. Okay, back where we were. Put this on there. Those other 2 are still back in there. And we'll put the back end in first. Like this. It'll stick out and it's not gonna click onto those things, but you can still put it in there and close the door. So technically it's in there, but it's not secure in there, except there really isn't much room for movement. Now the wig thing also can't go in there with everything else in there, but I don't know what to think about that wig piece. Alright, now that we've figured out the mysteries of the inside of the hull, I should say. There's more to the inside of this ship. As we move back here, this lovely fin, we got a periscope. By the way, the periscope can go up and down just for, you know, fun. It's only on a click hinge, so it's only got so much mobility, but you know, you can raise telescope and such. It does end up being the highest point on the thing. We also have this sail flag. I'm really not sure what it is. It looks like it's a callback to the Islander sets where they used a lot of these sail pieces. You know, it's a nice, colorful piece. Fortunately, you know, it's only be used seen really well from one side. Although this plastic, I'm not even sure what side the color's on it. It's transparent enough or whatever that the light goes through and you can see it pretty well from both sides. It's just the build itself has the structure in the way. But this, so yeah, periscope comes up. Also, this little cockpit comes up here like this, and you can put guys in there. But it's a little bit small. And this kind of can lock things in place. But this is designed that this comes right off. It's only held on by a couple studs here and two in the back. And with that off, you can see you got quite a bit more room in there. There's enough room for 4 ninjas in there. There's places for them to sail. The front there. There's that compass piece. There's a compass piece right there, which I think's really neat. The golden compass. Oh wait, that's something else. So yeah, this really nice cabin here. Pilot cabin. This opens up back here. It's not really, you can get people in and out very well back there. There's a lot of hinged stuff all over. All these gold, like blade things, are on hinges. Let's see. And there's a bunch of them all over. There's 2 on here. There's 2 on that side. There's another 2 up on the front. And see the side here. This is what they did with those beautiful tiles. Put them right here and made these nice ornamental pieces. Now, gotta be careful about grabbing these because these do break off fairly easy with the right pressure from the side. So you want to hold it back here for the most part, or you know, 2 hands like this. That looks really nice, but yeah, you put the pressure on it just right, and they pop off. Comes nice guardrails they can hold on to in the water. Got this long thing here going all the way up, and there's, see up here in the front, there's more. Now this back half, this is really cool. Let's see if I can get it all here in the front. These are the engines, and there's some string and a gimmick that when you pull back, they open up full power. Now this is really cool, but there's a slight problem. See, this is the activation here. You push it back in, nothing happens. You have to manually close them back down. And just a little bit of warning, this seems like it's pretty sturdy now, but while you're building it, it can be a bit fussy, keeping everything in place and moving it, or getting things added to it while keeping things in place. There's some really nice building techniques here, like these are the rudders basically, and it's used a bunch of shields. Oops, sorry. These are basically a bunch. This is the rudders, and it's basically a bunch of shields that are hooked on a certain way. And it looks really cool. Gives it a nice effect. And But yeah, open her up. And after you have it built, I wouldn't suggest holding it back here, because it is fairly sturdy, sturdier than when you were constructing it, but it can become it's a bit of a weak point. So I said you want to hold it right here and not fiddle around too much with the back. If it does break off, it's not too much of trouble. Usually hook break pops off is these hooks right here. The hooks right here, which they hook on pretty easy back on. The only other thing that sometimes break off are these things. But it looks amazing. Let's see if I can get a rear view. There's a rear view. That's the thing you pull on to open it all up. Right there. There's your rear cockpit. The engines are hidden underneath those long plates, slope bricks, I don't know what you want to call them. Now, to the front. This is where things get interesting. And all this ship looks amazing, just the way it is. But there's something even more to it. That's here in the front with this. The front pops off. And it's just got 4 clips, 2 on each side, that hold it in place. With that, you've got this. Oh, I forgot to mention these. There are flick missiles here and here, spring-loaded ones. These are just fake, look like duplicates, but they're not. And yep, the front clips in with these red clips right here. And like I said, there are the weapons there. And this obviously looks like some kind of big weapon. But you can use your imagination. You know, that front part clips off and there's a giant cannon ready to fire. But that front part isn't garbage. It's not just expelled. No. This front part is a robot. Alright, let's try that again. Helps if you have a hinge on the right way. So after taking it off with these clips that clip onto the red part, the red clips in there, turn it over and flip the legs out like this. Those are his legs. Then you take the arms, pull them back like this, and then open them up. There's just a clip holding them together. And there you go. It's got ninja arms. Choppy choppy ninja arms. Like that. There you go. Have yourself a robot ninja. It's got built-in swords and everything. And this also pops up. He needs an extra blade. Yep, there's those things that like to fall off. Must have bumped it. But this is really cool because, you know, the ship is great by itself. It didn't need this. But they added this to it, and it's really cool. Now, you can't get a pilot in there, so it's supposed to be like an unmanned type thing. I mean, I think you could sit somebody down in there. I'll have to try it. Let's give it a shot. Alright, I'm back here. Yes, you can. If you sit down a figure, you can get them inside. And I got Kai in there right now. You have to take off all of their ninja gear and their flippers and just about everything. Scuba tank, weapons. But if you sit them down, fold up their legs, you can get the little thing down, and there you go. A piloted mech. That is pretty sweet. We're back at the desk here, and as you can see, we got everything here. Barely get it in the picture, it's rather long. Nice headspace, so you can see me at least this time. It's not very tall. But anyways, I really like this set. And I enjoyed putting it together. It was definitely unique, some of the stuff, and a really nice change to the bounty aesthetic. It's kind of Jules Verne look appear to it, which makes sense if you know about 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea and stuff. It's about very early submarine. This, you know, the regular Destiny's Bounty is usually a very oriental looking ship, and doesn't quite work for a submarine. Although they had the one that was the desert vehicle. It still looked like a ship though, just had really large wheels. Yeah, this one was definitely different, and I enjoyed it, and I think most people would. And anyways, let's get to the actual rating. The appearance, as I said, it looks beautiful. I mean, that's kind of why you would want to buy this set anyways, because the looks aesthetic attracted you, and it doesn't disappoint in that department. I mean, the only minor thing that I would have is the robot doesn't look extremely awesome, but it's also still extremely awesome because it transforms from a bolt hull, the front bow of the boat. So it's not enough to detriment the appearance of the thing as a whole. I mean, even attached, doesn't look like a robot, and two, it looks like it's part of the ship in the same aesthetic as the rest of the ship. So the appearance is going to get a big whopping 10. That's right, 10 gold bricks. Okay, on to the functions. Now, this has some really neat functions. I mean, open and closing doors is a fancy function, but you know, being built so that you can have everything inside is nice. The function effect for the back engines is really nice, but, and this is where I'm going to be giving it a detriment, the fact that you can't just simply put it back together by pushing that lever back in is a slight detriment, and it's enough that because I think it could be built that way. It would require probably a secondary string that's hooked up a little bit different than the way the one that is in there is, and you would put maybe more tension on things, but that would also maybe hold things together a little bit better. Like I've said, you know, some of the pieces do occasionally break off if force is applied at the wrong spot. I mean, this definitely isn't a 4+ set, but you know, it only takes so much roughhousing before anything breaks. And a nice, you know, we have a regular cockpit here, the lid thing can come up, and you can use that for appearance of play, but it's really nice. The you know, they built this top to actually come off easily, so you can get down in there and play inside. Functions, the transformation of the robot, it's okay. Nothing grandiose, but it gets the job done. And hooking up to the ship's pretty cool. I do wish maybe they could made it a little bit easier to disconnect and reconnect. There's 2 hooks. I think maybe just one would have been good, but you also don't want it just falling off, so it may have been required to double up on those pegs. But yeah, the functions are fairly good. And I mean, the smaller builds, there's really not much to say about function with them. They do their job. This looks like a chariot. The little ships, you know, look great as subs and function just fine with their little propellers and stuff. So it's I'm giving it a 9. Minor detriment is that no going back function. I mean, it's not terrible, but you know, it's, oh, here's a light switch, but the light only comes on. To shut it off, you have to actually go to the, you know, bulb and unscrew it. Well, maybe not unscrew it, but it's not that hard to transform this back, but you have to, you know, flick another switch that's actually right next to the bulb, as opposed to the light switch on the wall that you just turn the light on. That aside, fun. There's a lot of fun here, and just like the base set, where I'm like, well, this is the bad guy's base, so there would be some discrepancy in the numbers. The same kind of goes here. This is a mobile base, and we have all the ninjas here, plus they have their little woo bots to help them out as well. And we only have 2 bad guys. So yes, things are outnumbered, but this is, once again, kind of a playset base, although this is a little bit more than a playset. But it does have like a lot of side builds and everything else like a playset. So, you know, you take the 2 subs out, and the ship stays, you know, hidden behind some rocks or whatever, and they may encounter the bad guys. So it's not like, you know, there's some reasonable storytelling here. And not only that, but the bad guys have a vehicle. That's nice, instead of just, oh, there's just 2 random guys and there's this big thing like the Raider had a problem with that. It's like, oh, the good guys are here with their big flashy vehicle, big monstrous thing, and what are we doing here? Uh-oh, we need to run. But this case, we do have this the chariot, which, you know, it's definitely not a match for this thing, but it's something to play with. I mean, there's some story aspect here. Maybe they don't know he's a bad guy, like, you know, and he's coming, you know, with a veneer of peace, that he's going to, you know, he's come. So that's why he's in his royal chariot, trying to look all pompous and everything else. So this vehicle works, even though it definitely isn't a challenge for this, but that may not be what's going on here, you know. But it's all up in how you play it. You know, the creativity doesn't just end when the set is built. You know, it's what you do afterwards too. So yeah, there's a lot of fun here. You got the transforming of this. You got plenty of area on the ship to play with inside. You can even pull out these and play inside there. You got weapons here and here, fire. The really fun. Going to light speed. I guess it'd be water speed, super speed. I don't know what you would call water, but hydro speed. It is the hydro bounty. But yeah, you know, you open up the engines full. Boom! It takes off. It is gone. And you know, plenty of ninja action. All of them are here. But this is a Destiny's bounty, so it's kind of, well, it's not Destiny, but it's Destiny's bounty equivalent, so it makes sense. So fun. We're gonna give it a 10. Yeah, we're gonna give it a 10. You know, it could argue 9 with my outnumber thing, but there's enough other things going on here. I mean, the robot building in the front. You know, that's what's great about this set. This set is awesome just as a ship. But the fact that they added more to it by taking the front part of the ship and creating a small playable mech out of it is delicious. It's really great. Yeah. So fun's a 10. Now, techniques. There are a lot of nifty techniques here. I think I am going to give the technique, I'm giving it a 10. There's some really neat ways how they put some things together. Like I complained about how the ship, the front part's connected, the robot, but it's not really that bad. And the technique for the technique that actually opens and closes these things are great. Like I said, I think they should have done something more with it to make them close back up. And just the detail, little things they did to bring this ship looking alive with details, and the way they did it is very good. Like I mentioned, I think I mentioned before, the motor here is made out of shields from like castle sets. It works. It looks really cool, and they spin. Oh, you have to use your finger to spin them. They don't have like an action spin. So there's some really nice building techniques with this, and which is good because in bases it's just a boat. Like, you could put all the whole pieces together and maybe build a little simple bow, and boom, there you go. Here's our sub. But no, there's a lot of little neat things that they did all over to really bring this to life and look amazing. So, yeah, technique. I'm giving it a 10. So technique's getting a 10, and that brings our overall score, average it all up, to a 9.75. And if you've seen my other videos, you know we round up to the nearest half. So that is giving this guy a 10. This guy is getting a 10. Now we look at the price, and this isn't quite as perfect as the score I just gave it, but it's not bad either. It comes to 11 cents per piece, so it's a penny over what the standard is. And the thing is, before we even get to categorizing, other things about this, there are a lot of big pieces here. The boat hull underneath, there's 4 or 5. I lost track, but yeah, there's quite a few of those large boat hull pieces that are connected together underneath. There's also the large windscreens here on top. Some other large pieces here and there that are most likely bringing up that price some. Didn't think of too much else. I mean, the manta ray might cost a little bit more to make too. But there's some larger pieces here, and they aren't in small quantities. There are quite a few, and even the sides of this, which I believe are the new part of the new road system. There's quite a few of them, and they're not small pieces either. Not quite as big as the boat hulls, but it's enough to be considerable weight. And got lots of minifigures, which they can sometimes jack up the price. So yeah, 11 cents is a little high, but for what you got here, that's probably about right with the larger pieces. Now, on top of that, we gave this a 10. It's a really good set, design-wise, build, fun, all that. So, it's not going to get a great price. It's still going to be getting a good price. So yes, it's good, and that brings our total to a 10G. So yes, we're giving it a 10G. It's pretty, I guess it's the best set I've reviewed so far. You know, it's interesting how I break these down, because I don't always, I mean, I have in mind whether it's a good set or not when I put it together, but I don't quantify the numbers in my head, you know, quantify everything. And this lets me break things down. The fact that I use, you know, 4 different standards, technically 5 standards to judge it, I'm oftentimes surprised what I come up with. And I know people have, or you could consider that I always have started off, I have never given anything, I think, below a 6 in any of the ratings. And with Lego, there is, you know, just there's a basic core in the system that gives it a higher number. That's why I start, I think I start technically with a 5. And I'm going to use this system to judge other things as well. And they may not be getting quite that baseline thing. Like, you know, appearance, the Legos look fine. It depends on how you put them together, how they look, what you can do with them. Their functions, you know, Legos function well. There's, you know, very few times you have pieces that don't fit together. So, you know, functions, fun. Well, yeah, they're fun to build with. They're, you know, open up your imagination. There's, no matter if you only have a couple bricks. And techniques, well, you know, that's a little bit more how you put them together. But all of these, you know, basic things, usually I start off with a pretty basic higher number, which we'll see when we do other things that may not be getting quite as high a number. Now, I have a couple videos planned for non-Lego products coming out. Actually, after this one, I am going to make a follow-up video of the whole entire wave. Might not have any Legos to actually show you. Might show just a couple pictures of things. Yeah, so that's this set. And if you like what I'm doing here and want to help, please like, subscribe, and comment down below. Share it with other enthusiasts, or, you know, people who like Legos in their family, or kids and stuff, who have kids who are like Legos. And if there's a bell down below, you can ring that and you'll get notifications from YouTube. And also, you know, that doesn't work the best for you, there's also I have links to Facebook and Twitter down below in my description that also I give notifications to when new reviews are out, or any other type of news that might be in have to do with the channel. So that's it for me, and remember, creativity is key. So we have the leftovers here. Quite a few weapons. We got, what, 4 leftover katanas, 2 different sizes, a black one and a gold one. Lightsaber hilt, some other gold pieces. Plenty of stuff to make weapons with if you want to make extra weapons. Plus you just have extra weapons. So I have one of these orange light bulb pieces, and I think those originally went to the lights and sound sets. I'm not sure about that, but I also don't think orange is a common color for that, because usually they're red and blue for emergency vehicles and stuff. So that's kind of cool. And we also have this left over, and I didn't notice it when I went through the parts, probably because it was flipped over, but it is a printed compass. on a gold dot. And so technically there's 2 of them in this, because one was put in the actual set. But there was one left over too, which is really neat. Nice piece to have. And there's still more. We have 1 leftover ammo. So there's 3 ammos and 2 guns. There's a leftover of this rope cord wire piece in brown, which is, like I said, an unusual color for that. And of course, your brick separator. So a lot of nice pieces left over in this. First, we have the no numbered bag. It's got some large parts, as you see the boat hull pieces there. It's these other boat pieces, or whatever you want to call them. And we also have tubes and some kind of cabling. You know, those are used frequently in the Jurassic Park sets for their wired fences. And then in the instructions booklet, we had this. Well, it wasn't in, but in the bag with them. And it's a plastic sheet. It's got some kind of nice because it goes through to both sides. I'm not quite sure what it's made out of. Looks very similar to the material that the wings are made out of for the little dragon thing in the 4+ Legacy set, which I'll leave a link right here. Here we have the first bag that's actually got a number on it. It's very much the mini subs. Both of them are here since we have 2 canopies and pretty much 2 double of everything. We've got a nice brake separator, of course. It's the plates and things. We have 2 gray crates. Now, I don't think those are part of the subs, but they certainly are nice to have. Find out what they actually go to. Lloyd and Cole are in this bags. Got some interesting, these are cones with rods on the end of them. Kind of interesting. Lots of side studs on side pieces. Little pieces in this one. Yellow ingots. Not gold this time. Not getting rich off those. They're just yellow. Made of cheese. But gold teeth. That is pretty much it for that bag. We have the contents of the second bag. Surprisingly, there's not much here. It looks like it's mostly the parts for the bad guy's little vehicle. But why they couldn't mix this in with something else, I don't know. But there it is, because both bad guys are in here. The Prince Calamar and one of the Snake Eyes. We also have another Manta Ray, and he's part of the build anyways this time around. It's nice to see another one of those. And it looks like this is the only one with the black. There's only one black snake warrior in here. And he doesn't have my favorite blade. Which means we probably are not going to see a duplicate that I can replace with the black size. But, oh well. I'll get it maybe somewhere else. He'll just be out of luck for now. We've got bag 3. First 2 bags are mostly side builds. This one starts the meat and potatoes, the main build. We have some string here with the studs on each side. Yeah. Are they studs? Yeah. And got some bricks and plates, a lot of those. Nice half circle dome round piece. I don't even know what to call that. We got more boat hull pieces in here. There were some in that no numbered bag, and there's more in here. It's a long boat, so it's not too surprising. I just don't know why they didn't leave them out. We have these clear blue round 2x2s. Pretty cool. It's rather strange yellow headlight piece, bright yellow, or pale yellow I should say. It's not the same color as those. It's probably an inside piece or something. We got two different colored of holy discs. I don't know what else to call them either. Discs with holes in them. Bunch of these 1x4x2 studs. I don't even know what to call them. Definitely a different, interesting piece, and a lot of them in here, which can come in handy. And then we have, oh my gosh, shields. Blank shields. Tight shields, I believe. And count them, 4 of the console wedges. I don't know if it'll need all of them, or we'll have some left over, but be interesting. And a lot of these, quite a few half circle pieces, arcs, I don't know. Blue studs, or no, not studs, those would be dots. That's right, calling them dots. Yeah. A lot more in this bag than the other bags. A lot. Okay, on to bag number 4. And like I said, the last one, a lot of pieces. A lot of interesting pieces in this. Got a nice little bubble shield sort of thing. Got some wings. Gold pieces. Got these interesting hinge pieces. Not quite sure. Look like pins are supposed to go in there, but there's no pins in this bag. Strange. I don't know what those circle round things are for. They're not rubber, they're just plastic round thing. We'll find out. Well, these are interesting. I mean, they're used for different things, but their original use is for pneumatic tubing. You would attach the tube to the little sides, and there's a hole going through, so the air could go through, and then you could use a rod to attach it to certain areas. Yeah, this looks like it's going to be very interesting, and a lot of different pieces. On to bag 5. Quite a bunch of these studs on side bricks, panel pieces, sorted bricks and plates. Looks like Jay's in this set. And we got a bunch of clear blue lightsabers, a lot of black pins. Not surprising with this set. Integration of Technic pieces is kind of vital for larger Lego sets, for structure, everything. It's one thing I do like about Lego, and I like builds that integrate both the Technic and the regular system, because they are integratable, very much so. On to the 6th bag. Is some really large, clear, transparent parts. One of those cockpits again. I don't think there's another one of those subs. I must be going to something else. More clear blue pieces, panels. A lot of these little shaped pieces. Big corner piece. got our boat's steering wheel. And there's Nia and her brother, Kai. Lots of little pieces. There's only not too many big pieces. But the ones that are big are really big. We have a lot of little pieces. And look at that. The spaghetti noodle, or elbow. Stuff along the side here. A lot of little pieces in this. A bunch of different transparent pieces. Yeah, so on to the 7th bag. We're almost there. Look at all those white pieces. Ramp pieces? I think these might be part of the new road system, except they're white. Interesting. Don't know. Could make a snowy road. Use that with the road system, I suppose. But you need white road too. Some more of those gold blade thingies, whatever they're called. Bunch of bricks, plates, typical stuff. They have a bunch of these golden lamps. Pretty cool. Oh, I missed these. There's 2 flick missile shooters. Not quite sure where the missiles are. They're not in here. Moving across. A whole bunch of black ingots. A couple gold ones. There's these beautiful prints. Wow. I don't dislike prints. I dislike stickers. We got Zane here. And a bunch of weapons. And a lot of these little clips. And one of the reasons why I don't like stickers is you put it on and suddenly you've made that Lego piece have a specific use. And that's why I don't like using them. But, you know, if it's printed, then they've already made a specific use for it. That, I think, is okay. And I know it's just finicky, but that's my take on it. Alright, we've reached the last bag, and there's the ammo that was missing from the other bag. Not too much left in this last bag. We're already putting the finishing touches on things. We have 2 Woobots in this bag set. See here, there's their prints. A lot of small pieces in here. My legs are up there.